This is our 2023 GMC Sierra. If I can get it to focus again. There we go. We live on a dirt road, and it has just wreaked havoc on these rocker panels down here. If you can see, it just is like hamburger. It looks awful. There's also some on the bottom of the front door up there. And I went to a clear bra place and got a quote for them to do some paint protection just along the bottom edge. That thing is really having a hard time focusing. Sorry about that. And the quote came back like, it was like $1,700. It was like, you gotta be kidding me. So I was pretty sure I could figure out how to do it on my own. But the first thing I'm gonna do is try to get these rock chips filled in just a little bit. It's not gonna be perfect, but I just wanna make sure that it's covered up if anything happened to get past the primer or anything, because I'm gonna cover it up with a rock chip, a heavier rock chip type product. So what I'm using for touching up the paint is I found this. It's a Dr. Color chip. I am not, they are not sponsoring this video or anything like that. I bought it and hoping it does an okay job to blend that in a little bit. And we'll see how this goes. So I'm gonna put a little bit of the touch-up paint on the squeegee. Oops, that's quite a bit actually. I've already did the other side, and it actually makes quite a bit of difference. And then I am just going to spread it on here. Now some of these are like super deep. I'm pretty sure I'm doing a bigger area than what they're recommending. On the other side, which I mentioned I already did, I kind of did a section at a time. And you can see, I mean, it already looks better before I do anything with it. But I got to let that dry for about 5 minutes. And then it's got this this Seal Act liquid that you take and you rub over it to get rid of the lines and the seams and the edges and stuff like that, but you don't press enough to wash out the paint out of the chips. So I'll start up again in a minute. So you lightly rub that stuff on there, and it will kind of dissolve away those lines, and to get it smoothed out. This takes a little time. You don't want to press too hard or you'll take too much off. Okay, I've been going at it for 20 or 30 minutes, something like that. It's not perfect, but it's considerably better. It's still not perfect. It's far from perfect. The other option that we have is to take it to a body shop and have the box sanded down and repainted, which would cost many thousands of dollars. And I don't know if this is a flaw. The guy at the Clear Bra place said that the water-based paints that that the government makes them use. They're just crap, and they don't hold up. So anyway, I'm not able to spend thousands and thousands of dollars to make it look good again. So I'm filling in the chips as best as I can, or at least moderately, and then I'm going to cover it up with a paint protection film that I found. I'll share that in a minute. This is the paint protection film that I bought. It's made by Expel. This particular stuff is called Armor. It's got that black texture. I think that it just comes in this one color, but you can actually buy rocker panel kits from them, or you can buy this stuff cut to whatever length that you want. I just went with the widest width that they have is this full width is 54 inches. They also have like 8 inches, 9, 10. They have a few different widths, and then you cut it to length. But so I bought the 54 wide because I wanted to do some things more than what one of their kits would cover. And I think I did 14 feet or something like that. It cost me a couple $100 or something like that. A far cry different than the $1,700 that the place wanted to charge me in town. So I've already done one side. I'll get pictures in a bit, but I'm really happy with how it's going so far. I'm going to do the back door first because it's easier. Now I have my paint protection film cut, and I'm going to line it up with the straight bend in the door so that I can carry that consistently throughout the whole side that I'm applying this to. And so I will start over here and line that up about a ½ an inch across the seam, a little bit less. So I have some on, I might have cut that just a hair short, but it'll be fine. And so it'll line up like that. So I just need to peel this back. The self-adhesive a little bit. And now I'll go back to this spot. I'll just start working that in. And I'm just smoothing the top first so that I have my line right. Get that done. And then I'll start smoothing it from here. If you get a bubble, just pull it back a little bit and work it out. You don't want any bubbles. I also have a heat gun, which can help helps a lot when you're going around things that are curved. Okay, so working from the inside now, I'm going to trim this film 1/2 inch to 3/4 from the edge of the door. About like so. I'll trim this just a hair more. And then what I'll usually do is give a little slit in a couple of these corners just to help with folding over, but I don't take it all the way to the edge. I'll do that up here. As well. That'll just help with pulling that over. Now I'm going to grab the heat gun just so it makes it a little easier. Okay, so I'm just going to warm these up a little bit, warm this edge up a little, and it doesn't take very much. Just to soften it up, make it a little easier to bend over. And I'm pulling as I'm trying to kind of smooth it. That pulling motion will help keep air bubbles from forming on the front side of the edge. You just have to work the curves out. I also use a little tool sometimes just to work those bumps out a little bit more. Flatten them down so they don't come up. It's the same process for underneath here, except I've got to trim this as well. So I'm going to actually just cut it kind of straight across like that, and then I'll be able to fold this up and over, and then I'll go to the other side to get this last bit up in here. So I'll see if I can video this. There's a little piece of weather stripping down here that I will pick that up and slide the film underneath it because it was just a little bit long. As I'm pulling this, I'm also feeling on the front side to see if I've got any air bubbles back there and trying to pull those out at the same time. Now, I am not a professional at this, but I am a do-it-yourselfer and try to do things on my own when I feel like I can. Some of you might see things that I'm doing wrong or something, but that's all right. I'm not a professional, and I think it's turning out great for me. So, for what it's worth. Okay, and then I just have to get that front edge from the outside. Okay. That piece is done. And there it is from the outside. It's really hard, having a hard time focusing. So that one is complete. I will do the front door, and the way I decided to do it is to just simply cut around the DENALI logo, since it is below the line that I'm using for the top line. And then I will also do underneath the doors that rocker panel, and then back here it will extend back to the wheel well to cover up and protect that surface from any further rock damage. I pulled it out in the daylight to show you the other side that I have completed so that you can see how it looks. And there you can see how I just cut out for the logo. And then I did not do that strip right in there. I don't know. I still may, but for now I'm not. There's no rock damage whatsoever on that because it's pretty protected. And it's really hard to get into to apply the film. So I decided to wait. I might decide to do it later. That is the Expel Armor paint protection film. on our 2023 GMC Sierra. Thanks for watching, and I hope it's helpful to someone.